Everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is NGumah, founder of PATTERNOLOGY LAB. As mentioned in the thumbnail of the video and the title of this video, this right here is the Robinhood account. As y'all can see, we started the week just a little bit over $2,000, and throughout the entire week I was able to grow that thing all the way up to 10,000 and then all the way up on Friday to about $17,000. About 90% of the profits from these trades came from only one stock. And we will talk about the massive pattern that I spotted on this stock and also the intraday patterns within that pattern that justified the move on the way up. So stay tuned. Before we begin, if you're new to this channel, definitely hit that subscribe button below and also hit that notification bell. That way you get notified whenever we release new videos. It really helps the channel grow and it allows more people to get this knowledge as well. All right, y'all. The pattern slash stock of this week was Boeing, otherwise known as BA. Now let's dive into thick or swim and see exactly how I approach this trade. This right here is Boeing on a daily chart, okay? And I want y'all to pay very, very close attention to this massive structure right here, okay? Let me change the time frame to the 4-hour time frame and let me zoom in here. Now, there is a big, massive pattern right here which justified this entire move up. And there are multiple intraday patterns in there that kind of made it a little bit more easier to know where the tops were and the bottoms were. Now the pattern that I saw is actually this. Let me grab the right drawing tool and let me plot this trend line from the very top all the way here, right? And then from the bottom right there, okay? And what you can see is a very strong bullish pennant. Okay, I have talked about this in my previous videos. This pattern is very common, very effective. I really like this pattern. The other thing that I really like about this pattern is that it is the same exact pattern that happened in another asset in another market. Now let me bring that picture of that asset. That way we can make a very clean comparison of why this entire trade makes sense. All right, now this right here is the other asset right here. Let me blow that up for y'all. Okay, y'all can read this title. I do not trade this. I found this on the internet and I thought it was really interesting and it looked exactly like BA. Let's make a very clean comparison between this chart and what happened to BA. So first off, we got the massive dump right here, right? Which is equivalent to this in BA. And then we got the 100% spike in BA, which is equivalent to this right here, right? A massive spike followed by the downtrend and the consolidation to form this beautiful pennant. And if you look at BA again, the same thing happened. We got a solid downtrend consolidation, all right? And then the breakout right here. And even the way the pattern broke out is exactly the same as this one right here. It broke out and then traded sideways for a bit before the massive push, okay? And if we look at BA again, it traded sideways again before the massive push. The only difference between this push and this push right here is that this one only lasted for 2 days and the push in BA lasted for 3 days. Now let's dive into the Robinhood account and see exactly when I started buying calls on it, when I started getting out, and why they made so much sense. Now let's take a look at BA. And then this is BA. And if we scroll down to the history right here and we click on show more, let's see exactly how I approach this thing. Starting on the first, which was right almost there right here. Okay, not the first contract because I bought the contract prior to this date, but for this week specifically, the first contract that I bought was this call right here for $137, and I bought that one 4 minutes before the market closed on the first, which is, let me change the time frame to the 5-minute time frame and let me go back to the first. 4 minutes before the market closed on the first. This is the first, and I bought it right here, right in this candle right there. And the reason why I did so, not only because of the bigger pattern, but also because of this same pattern again, but on a very smaller scale, a pattern within a pattern, a bullish pennant once again. All right, so I bought it right here, and then the next day it opened higher. And on the second, I didn't buy any calls at all. I should have, but it didn't matter because the stock opened up even higher again. And then this right here is when things started to get really, really interesting. Now, if we look at the Robinhood account, I bought another call, the 175 call that expires on 6/19. I bought that one for $250, and I bought it at exactly 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock is right here in this candle, right when it broke the pre-market high right here. And then if you go back to the Robinhood account again, we can see that I sold my first contract, right? The contract that I bought on January 1st, I sold that one at $9.28, which was around $162 right here. And then I sold other contracts, which I was holding for a while. The $200 call, I had 6 contracts and I sold them at $10.26, which was around $166 right here. I kind of missed the top of the previous peak, but that's all right though, because I actually got back in with more contracts right here at a cheaper price. And if we look at the Robinhood account, we can see that I bought more contracts, the 190 call for $175 at $11.25, which is in this group right there. And the reason why I decided to get back in at that specific price is because of a previous resistance that became new support. And that previous resistance is actually right here. Let me change this thing to 1 hour. There we can see the entire thing very, very clearly, right? And then if we go on here, right there, this is what I was expecting to see some type of support, okay? And if we go back again to that day, we can clearly see that a crash right above it, okay? It didn't really touch it, but it was right there, and the massive influx of people. The next contract that I bought was the same contract that I sold right here at $102 each. I bought them back for $95 each. And then I bought another call with the same strike price, but a further expiration date, which costed just a little bit more. Then at 1:19 p.m., I bought another call, this call right here, which had a very, very tight expiration date for Friday. And I bought that one for $181 with the intention of selling it in the money. And if you look at 1:19 p.m., that candle is actually right here. Right here. This is when I bought that other call. And then I bought another call on that same day for $665, right? And this one was a little bit closer to the money. And I bought that one at exactly $150, which is right in here, right in this dip right here. And then 15 minutes before the market closed, I bought another call with a very tight expiration date with the intention to sell in the money again, right in here, okay? And if we look at what happened the next day, the stock gapped up even higher, which was very, very, very nice. I didn't panic in this initial drop. I decided to be very, very patient with the stock and let the stock just chill out for a bit before running up higher. And if you go back to the Robinhood account again, we can see that the first contract that I sold the call that I bought right here for $181. I sold that one for $900 at exactly 10:02. And if we go back to the chart, 10:02 is actually right at the top of the day, okay? And then right after I did that, the stock completely faded downwards and downwards. And then I covered some profits right here. Then I got back in right here, right around here. All right, and those calls are actually, this contract right here that I sold for $811 was the one that I bought for $175. And then the next one that I sold was the $175 call, which I bought right here right here. I bought it for $250 and I sold it for $13.85. And then the next one that I sold was the 210 call, which I had for a while. I bought those at $88 and I sold them for $260 each, for a total of $520. And this is the call that I bought to get back into the trade for $657. Then a few moments later at 128, I bought another call for $645, which are right in here, okay? And another one right in here, which wasn't the best buy, but it didn't matter in the long run. And if you look at it again, I bought a call with the same strike price with today's expiration, which was Friday, and I bought that one for $250. Then I bought another call with the same strike price at exactly 143, which was right in here again. And the reason why I was so comfortable holding so many contracts into the next day, I think I was holding about 7 or 8 contracts, is because of a pattern on that specific day on June 4th. And the pattern is actually right here. Let me zoom out just a little bit, right? And then let me connect this thing right there. If you connect the bottom, the support level, right? And then if you connect the top, now this right here is a bullish pennant, which actually broke out after market. So if you didn't know that this was gonna happen, you will probably experience some hesitancy on whether you want to buy to hold to the next day. Let me see. Then if we move on to what happened the next day, the stock gapped up even higher and I was already in the money. The majority of my contracts were in the money as soon as the market opened. And if we go back to the Robinhood account, I just started selling immediately. All of these calls right here, which was 1, 4, 7, and 8, all of them, I sold them in the first 2 candles right here, okay? And the reason why I sold it is because I wanted to make sure that there was a specific pattern that would happen within the next hour to justify a move even higher to the ultimate price target. And the ultimate price target that I had on BA for this entire move was 200 and anywhere between 215 and between 220. All right. And not only because of the picture that I showed y'all, let me show that to y'all again. This picture right here, right? As you can see, the massive spike was around this region right here where there's a green candle, right? If we go way back to the 4-hour chart and we go back here, right? We can clearly see that there is a zone right there, right in this region, okay? And all I did was just draw a zone just to make sure that that BA actually got into that zone before I started to really sell. Now, if we go back to the Robinhood account, we can see that I got back in with these calls right here that expired next week because Robinhood doesn't allow buyers to purchase contracts that expire on the same day. Okay. I bought 2 calls for $620 each at exactly 9:46, and 9:46 is right here. Let me change the time frame to the 5-minute time frame. It's right here. 9:46 is right in here, right in this candle, okay? And the reason why I did that is because BA showed me a very clean pattern, which I liked. Let me change that to a 1-minute time frame, and let me go back here, right? The pattern that I saw is right here. Again, same thing, there is no surprises here. I look for those all the time. And when they work, they're very beautiful. So yeah, I got in right here with 2 contracts and then I bought more contracts right here for a very similar price, 2 more contracts, okay? 2 minutes later, which was 2 candles after I got in initially. And then all I did was just hold. I sold some at the very first peak right here for, I sold 1 contract for 1,060 at 10:03, which was right here, right there, right at the first peak. And then I sold another contract at 10:07, which was right here, right in the middle, right in this region. Okay, and then the other two, I decided to just let them ride to the ultimate price target and just see if it could go even higher. And if it showed any type of weakness up there, then just sell them. The next contract that I sold was at exactly 1031, and I sold that one for 1455, which was in this candle right here, right at the top, right? And then I sold the last contract slightly on the way back down at 1032, 1 minute after I caught the top, which was again still at the top. And then right after I sold literally all of the contracts that I had on BA, the stock rolled over. I was very tempted to short this stock on the way back down, but I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna let the stock just do its thing and be done for the day. If you have any questions, definitely put them in the comment section below. I will get back to you as soon as I can, or I will make another video about it and explain it to you and for everybody else who's watching. If you're new to this channel, definitely hit that subscribe button. And also don't forget to follow us on Instagram. I do post the patterns that I spot daily, and I do post my entries and my exits on there as well. My name is Paul with Patternology Lab, where we trade patterns and patterns only. And I will see y'all on the next one. Take care.